What is going on? I'm Zedmot. That is code Zedmot over there in your shop. Make sure you got something in the creator boost. Anything is better than nothing. Code Zedmot is the best as far as getting the furthest in the Mega Crab and on Warships. But if you don't want to throw that in there, research, throw something else in there. Zooming in on our map now, you can see we've got all of our villagers walking around ready for Halloween. We've got skeletons and witches and pumpkins and even the occasional ghost floating by back there going through buildings. Ooh, scary. Anyways, that signals a lot of things. We've currently got that extra ability that is completely useless and is called the Deployable turret. To be fair, it's not completely useless for low levels, mid levels. It's fairly mid. Warships Season 51 is coming to a close. I've got a lot of details here, so please bear with me, even though there's not a lot of excitement happening in your eyeballs. Right about now, there is a lot coming. There are 2 crabs, and the remote hack is sandwiched right dead center between the 2 of them. So this October is going to be a great one for Boom Beach, but don't gorge yourself on too much crab, because a lot of times players with instant training get way too much crab, it's way too much Boom Beach all at one time, and then they end up taking a break or even quitting the game. So 2 crabs, scary times, just to try and loop in the fact that it's the Halloween crab. I really hope that we get those spooky mortars or the Dr. T lookalikes or any of those wonderful things that make the Halloween crab what it is. Now, I didn't even realize there's only 2 days left of Warships. I have not talked about that in any of my videos, but that is the wrong screen. What I'm trying to show you is the Warships parking screen. Right about now, I'm sitting between starting at 12 and starting at 13, can fall down to 21.5. No concerns there for me. You guys do keep that in mind as far as where you should park. There is no reset coming this season. I am going to give Brick a try. It's probably gonna suck. Just a full disclosure, I have seen Brick be very fast at Warships with heavy choppas and bombardiers. I have not done it. Also, most people do have critter launchers which will eat Brick for breakfast. So we're gonna give it a go, gonna give it a try, and I am likely to bust out the sad trombone, and there it is right there, my friends. We are not going to use Brick against a 6 bullet standing out front. Using his shock knuckles is going to give us the best value. Also, you'll note that I've been using 2 boats, heavy choppas, with 6 boats, bombardiers against 7s. Against 6s, we're going to solidify our troops a little bit. We're going to bunker in, and they don't even have a grappler. So this should, in theory, go fairly well, but we're going to have to wait and find that out. So as always, do use a flare when dropping your troops, and then as that flare starts to expire, drop some more things. We're going to send you guys towards the back. We're going to send Bullet over into here, clearing some things, shock knuckles-ing some things. I'm not sure if that's actually a verb, but we're going to make it into one. The fact that he went forwards instead of sideways is greatly amazing, because those critter launchers do so much damage. If you have not unlocked rocket launchers or critter launchers, do go get rocket launchers. They are critter launchers. They are fantastic in how quickly they poop out troops, for lack of a better way to describe it. They distract troops. They distract your offense so quickly and so well. Highly recommend getting critter launchers. They give way more value than rocket launchers this season, and on my other account I actually went and got the 4th critter launcher instead of getting that extra shock launcher. Whether it was the right choice or not, I can't really tell you, but I'm getting all sorts of value out of it. I love watching troops shooting critter launchers when they should be shooting defenses, and we should be able to lock this puppy down. All of our troops have spread out. Those heavies actually dying, and then the heavy chopper actually dying actually works out well for us. As we get rid of that shock launcher, our troops are firing on all of the engine rooms, and we should be absolutely golden. 221, they finished at the same time, but I'm pretty sure I spent a little bit of time swapping my troops out. Yeah, we won by basically 30 seconds. First win of the day, getting those extra 3 stars definitely helps. But like I showed you guys, really doesn't matter as far as where I finish unless I can get up to 23 or stay above 21.5. All that matters for me is getting those diamond rewards. 30 powder, 500 diamonds, and those 500 diamonds are a big deal. One thing to be aware of is that with those... So one thing I didn't even talk about, sorry, too much going on at the moment, is the fact that not only do we have 2 crabs and remote hack coming up, we also have season 52. So October has 4 big things coming up. And if you're saying to yourself, but I'm too low level for any of that stuff, do use this upgrade order. This screenshot this, save this, come back to it. This upgrade order is vital because it'll get you farther in Mega Crab. So if you're sitting there with HQ4 or HQ9 or somewhere in between, get that headquarters rushed, get rocking and rolling before that first Mega Crab comes, whether that be getting your armory up so you can spend that gold, or getting your headquarters up so you can get your armory going, or whatever it might be. Rush all of the things. Speaking of rushing, we are going to do an operation attack on Forlorn Hope. We've already used our sad trombone for the video, so really hoping that we can get all of the things to go down as we expected. Oh no, instant training has expired. That is less than ideal. Let's go over there, make sure I've got my own code in the shop. And just like that, purchase is all set. Yes, it's 14 bucks in Canada, fairly expensive, but it's the price of doing business, I do suppose. Let's jump in. By the way, fully every creator pays for all of their own stuff. So when I've got 3 accounts of instant training, that is not a gift from Supercell. That is fully me spending stupid amounts of money on the game. So thank you for all of you who use code ZMOT in the shop. It does help get new equipment, stay on top of things, and all of the rest. We're going to do ransom. There's a grappler at left shore. Don't really care about that. Rocket launcher does not range. If you don't know this drop, please go check out my other video. This line right here, super important. That's where your first drop is. Troops will walk underwater. Don't have to worry about smoking that machine gun. And then they're going to get to the end and come up. You can drop 9 boats. That is 8 boats plus the hero in that spot with 2 smokes, but we don't need any smokes until we get in range of that laser. We're gonna have to worry. Let's just check the level of all these mines. 1 artillery should do us, then a barrage back there. We're gonna do the reverse wrap, which is an easy hit once you figure it out. The number 1 most important part of this hit is getting the flare in the right spot on this right hand side. If it's not in the right spot, your troops will walk where you don't want them to. Bullet will wrap around like you don't want him to. Need to get 1 artillery there, and then 1 barrage back in here to clear all of these mines. And there's 2 ways to do this reverse wrap. You can either flare the headquarters or the core right away, or you can let them clear. If you want to let them clear, throw an artillery on those back machine guns. That way it's only 1 shock. We're not going to do that though. I feel like that is less than optimal. Troops right on that line, as we talked about. All of the machine guns are definitely silent because there's no need for them to do anything. And then flaring our troops, Bullet started to walk back because there was nothing to hold him. Was a little bit worried about that grappler grabbing him, but so far so good. These are only level 20 mines, so we don't have to be too concerned with them. And then getting our troops into that pause spot. Bullet's a little bit lower than I would have liked him to be, but we should still be okay. Getting all of our troops walking towards that final resting spot for them. This smoke is a little bit nerve-wracking. little bit late on it, but I think bullets should stay underneath that smoke behind the power core. And then as our Zookas come to a full stop, we're going to throw one more smoke, one more flare, getting all of them underneath there. Whew, just so close. And now we flare the headquarters, flare that core, flare that outpost, whatever the heck you want to call it, engine room. One shock, and then Bob is your uncle. Down goes all of the power core. Now, it looked like we lost all of our Zookas when they hit those mines, but oddly enough, you only lose about 30 of them. So all of the goodness happening. Great looking hit, but very simple once you figure it out. That and the Machina or the Machina or whatever you want to call it, the two op hits that look the most impressive, but super simple. One shock, keep taunting, down goes Ransom at the Forlorn Hope level. Now that we've done a high level op hit, let's move to a mid-level goodness. By the way, if you have that Season 51 has started in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, make sure you click it ASAP. That's going to get you all of those free diamonds and free hero tickets, assuming that you have played last season. So even if you don't play Warships, make sure you click that every single season. Also, do make sure you get that free trader crate. Yes, I only got one, but that order is well known. Hit me up in the comments if you don't know what the order is as far as what you're gonna get in those trader crates. I am so far behind in claiming these. Boom Beach needs to bring out a new hero or new levels of the existing heroes or something in between, because these are just an absolute joke at the moment as I try to get through to my 11th chest. It's coming, folks. Here comes the 4. There is the 4. Now we just don't know if we're going to get the 8 next or not, and so got to go 11 to 12 more to get that double extra good chest. Speaking of double extra good, let's get in here. Is that almost a 1984 reference? Almost, not quite. Let's get in, do some imitation game. This account is HQ16, I think, and let's just see if we can't get this down using nothing but deployable turrets. Just a note, your deployable turret is leveled up. There are different levels of the deployable turret. It depends what armory level you are as to what you get. Let's drop Everspark just to get a couple extra things rocking and rolling, get some critters in there. And so low to mid levels, great idea using the deployable turret as a way to distract troops, distract defenses, and also quick note, if you're doing operation attacks, Manticore with the deployable turret is a great use of them. I don't know that there is a better use of deployable turrets at a higher level, so do consider using them. They do better than critters, they've got more health than critters, and they make that operation attack go very well. Unfortunately, I kinda suck at it, so we are not gonna show that. Also, I only have a couple accounts, one essentially that is doing high level ops. So generally speaking, you won't see me doing Manticore because I suck at it. And on Forlorn Hope, sometimes there are easy operations, and it's amazing the difference between from one operation to the next. I'm not sure that I completely like the variability in operation levels, but at the same time, there are some nice times where you go, oh, it's kind of like in Warships where you've got that cushion where you can try something new, try something different, and we are gonna drop all of these in here. I am all over the place today. Did not get a heck of a lot of sleep last night. I had someone comment and said, Zed, how do you have time to take all of your kids to all of their places and coach their teams and work and all of the rest? It's exhausting, my friends. I do not get a lot of sleep. Do not watch any TV. It is all business all the time. But last night was my biking night, so a little bit of a reprieve there. Also, having a fantastic wife is a big factor of that. One of those things where simply putting it on the calendar is a big deal. My one event of the week is biking on Thursdays, and that is on the calendar in Sharpie. That is basically impossible to be removed except for when duty calls. Yeah, so I try to avoid talking about myself a heck of a lot in these videos, but the rambles definitely do happen. So yeah, if you have any questions about me, do let me know. I will do my bestest to answer them, but also note that I am incredibly, incredibly private, so there are times where I simply won't answer them. Trying to keep a balance of real life and Boom Beach and all of the rest of it as our troops just walk through these early stages. Definitely losing a couple troops to mines, but because those mines are low level, don't have to worry about them too much. Only lost one Zuka, and the goal for mid-level players, me specifically, is I want to do a solo every stage that I can with using 2 attacks for the final stage. So if I think I can get all 7, I want to save 2 attacks for stage 7. There are times where stage 5 is actually, sorry, stage 6 is more difficult than stage 7, so that sometimes comes into play. We're going to get rid of Everspark. She is doing nothing useful for us, and we're going to bring in Miss Brick. Brick and Battle Orders is probably the best ability in the game for Zuka players. There are varying levels of other abilities. I had someone on Discord say that they like using Brick's Cluster Grenade at HQ level 16. I disagree, but then again, I use smoke. Not everyone likes to use smoke. I really, really do encourage the use of it, though. Any base in existence, like 99.9% of PvP bases are easier if you hit them from the back, and that is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to walk in between those buildings, using those buildings to squish our Zukas, and then getting them underneath those rocket launchers where we don't have to worry about a heck of a lot, because all of our Zukas are going to clear all of the things from the safety of those 2 rocket launchers blind spots. Taking advantage of buildings blind spots, also a big, big, big deal. Sitting back here with nothing shooting at our Zukas, just farming gunboat energy, dropping all of those turrets to distract all of the defenses, and then battle orders, battle orders, battle orders, bringing back Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice one last time. I'm kind of amazed my game has not crashed for the duration of this video. That is a first for the last little while. Every one of my videos the game has crashed, and I figured maybe talking about it would make it so it didn't come back in this video. If your game has been crashing a lot, please do let me know. Where is this person's headquarters? I really don't see it. Is it hidden back there? Well done, whoever. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you mean right dead center? Yeah, that would be the place for it. We only have to clear 1 mine. We can walk all the way along this beach without any worry about our troops. So we're going to do exactly that. And we are going to use the deployable turret to its fullest, because this person did not plan on the deployable turret being present. So we are going to use it to its fullest potential. I'll show you that in a second. Also note, we're dropping Brick late. Brick is faster than Zuka's. If you can get used to dropping Brick a little bit late, you will get great value out of her. Same thing on operations. If you can drop Brick a little bit later than the rest of your troops, you're going to get great, great value out of it as we flare all the way back, getting that deployable turret in and amongst the things so that all of those rocket launchers can't even see our troops. We're just going to have nothing but free reign back here. Yes, our deployable turret is getting shot fairly quickly by those sniper towers and rocket launchers and things, but we've got enough GBE right about now just to drop 1 more as we send our troops back, back, back. Easy, easy win. Like I said, smoking to the back, if you have the gunboat energy for it, is a great way to attack basically every base in the history of bases. And I know I rag on that, but when I see the attacks that happen on my base, it is none of you guys. You guys all have great attacks, even if they have some slip-ups. I'd rather see an attack that tried for greatness than one that settled on mediocrity. Maybe I'm a little bit biased in that regard, but this is where Stage 6, this looks tough today. We've got a Sky Shield. We've got 2 rocket launchers back here. Tough. At least they did not cover the shore, though. I don't know why people don't cover the shore. I can now drop my troops without having to worry about anything. I highly, highly recommend, if you are above HQ, say, 18, your base should cover the shore. No, you're not going to defend, but the goal of Boom Beach is not to defend. It's to get a couple extra diamonds. Uh-oh, what just happened? Oh, I meant to throw a smoke. I threw a flare instead. Brick is late to the party. This is not going well, as you can tell by the fact that I'm about to run out of gunboat energy. So this is bad, bad danger. We are going to lose on this stage almost for sure. Need some form of a miracle at the moment. Need to get as much of this down as we possibly can. Shocks out, turrets out. This is not going well. This is where not having the gunboat energy is a big, big deal. Need to save some form of our troops so that we can keep clearing all of that back stuff for free gunboat energy. And then, you know what? Let's flare onto that right there. Need to get rid of as much stuff as we can. Try to salvage it for the next hit. Need to get that down in one more attack, or we simply can't do stage 7. Giant. I'm not doing it. We're not calling it a sad trombone yet. We can still salvage this. Note that this is a headquarters level. Where is my headquarters? But it's hidden somewhere in and amongst right there. This is headquarters level 17 with our statues unboosted, spending all of those diamonds. Let's get back in, see if we can't salvage this. Then we'll do another warship, maybe another operation attack, trying to keep things moving in the right direction. Should be able to take this out. How much health is on that? Let's throw a barrage back there. Getting rid of that rocket launcher should make for an easy, easy finish. Now we just need to get to the back. And we could probably take this down using just Everspark at this point. But, also need to get Brick walking over there because we didn't leave enough room for Brick. So Brick might just get shot by that shock blaster. It's going to be very close. Just snuck underneath the smoke. Gross. This is not what I was hoping to show you guys as far as the ways that I think are the optimal ways to attack in Boom Beach. There are many, many, many ways to play Boom Beach, though, as displayed by this person with their 4 boosted green statues. There is basically unlimited ways to play Boom Beach. That is one of the great, great things about it. I personally don't have any accounts that have green statues or blue statues, but there is a place for that, and if you're getting great success using greens and blues, please do let me know, because I, for one, am not a player that likes to play that way, but I would love to hear how you guys get value out of greens and blues. Just a note that if you are below about 1,400 victory points, greens and blues don't do a heck of a lot for you, so I am not one to advocate for that, but that shock blaster doing a little bit more damage than I would have liked. It's going to cost us some diamonds in troops, but nonetheless, stage 6 down. Now the pressure is on. Drum roll, please. And for those of you who are in further advanced time zones than me, you already know what stage 7 looks like, so this is no surprise. Really, really do miss back when I got Imitation game first so I could show you guys what it looked like. Lots of boosted ice. Is that 6 boosted ice? Let's just see if any of it's actually boosted. Yes, it actually is boosted. That is unusual. Usually boosted ice is not actually boosted. So this headquarters is going to have a lot of health and a lot of damage. Need to figure out how the heck we can take this down as a low level. I don't think that I can actually do this You know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit. Let's go back into our... First of all, let's finish our troops. Then let's find our sculptor behind all of those trees. And for those of you who are wondering why trees, I like trees. I am a big fan of them, even though they're a complete pain in the butt. You can see all of my buildings by clicking on there. It removes the trees so you can actually... I wonder if we could actually click in and click edit as well. Yeah, see, still can't see them. So a little bit unfortunate in that regard, but we are full boosted, including a resource reward statue that doesn't really do a heck of a lot for us. Let's just get in and try it. Need to keep the delay on this. If you don't know what the delay is, please do ask. It is incredibly important. Oh man, we're going to use 3 artillery just to clear a hole for our troops to stand in. That is not boding well for us. And again, all of the mines need to go. Hopefully our gunboat captain is going to cooperate. Pretty darn good job, gunboat captain. You can see we've only got 62 gunboat energy left though. Not ideal at all. This is going to be a complete and utter rush trying to get this puppy down. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, there will be lots and lots of celebrations, my friends. 1 and 2 into that final kill zone. We have got enough gunboat energy for 1 shock and 1 shock only. So we are going to flare there, and then that shock right about there as all of our troops burst out blasting, and we barely got it down. Whew, that was actually pretty good. Using that deployable turret as a critter to distract that top shock launcher. 6 boosted ice taken down by an HQ-17 account by the thinnest of margins. I liked that a lot. Hopefully that was exciting for you guys as well. We don't have any tribes to spend our loot on, unfortunately, but loot is all full. Whew, that was actually pretty darn fun. Jumping back into Warships, this account is about to get put on mothballs. I'm gonna give it like 2 more attacks, see if I can get up into that 21.5 region. I'm gonna focus on my other account at the moment. This account, as you can see, I talked about having that extra critter launcher 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't think it's the right answer, but shock launchers have been basically made irrelevant by all of the heavy choppas. This account does not have brick. It does not have seekers. It does not have shock mines. No artillery, no troop health, so way behind my other account. So we're going to give it 1 hit, hoping to get a 7. 6 engine room bases are too easy at this point. 7 engine rooms, more difficult, and really hoping that you guys move to 7. Also, speaking of hoping, I really do hope they get rid of that Admiral's Key. Admiral's Key needs to die. Please, if you are a low-level headquarters and you are engine room locked and you have like 400 keys saved up, please hit me up in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys. I think it sucks. I don't want to have anything to do with it. We're going to send 2 boats, heavy choppas back there with those guys. We're going to send you here. This person does not even have critter launchers. So having a... Oh yeah, they do. They just don't have... They only have 1 next to their grappler, which is a bit silly. The grappler, when it can pull your troops towards critter launchers, it is incredibly difficult to deal with. So if you're gonna have a grappler, do make sure you get a couple of your critter launchers sitting somewhere near it, because my goodness, is that ever dangerous. I don't think this person's grappler is terribly dangerous for us, but we're gonna find out here fairly soon to see if maybe I've missed something in evaluating this base. Speaking of missing something, that back rocket launcher doing all kinds of damage because our heavy choppas back there, both of them are gonzo. That's kind of impressive in the fact that both of them are gone. We're gonna deal with this critter launcher first and foremost. As we get more med kits towards that back section, Our medkits, I don't even know if I've maxed my medkits, but man, do I use a lot of medkits this season. I told you that 6 engine rooms are all easy, and then we've lost all of our heavy choppas and all of our bullets. So not off to a flying start here at all. It is all gonna come down to how strong my medkits can be, and spoiler alert, they are not gonna be strong enough. So there is an example of me simply overestimating the power of my troops, clearly switching between accounts, not going super swimmingly. We still have a chance at Three-Eyed Raver, not Raven, but Three-Eyed Raver. That's a good account name. My other account has that extra troop health, has that one, also has that one. So wow, switching between accounts, not going well for us. I'm gonna go right ahead and just click that button, collecting all of those buildings. That base was fairly decent, but playing 2 accounts towards the end of the season, going into the weekend, not ideal for me at all. We'll do an operation attack. I'll come back and see if I manage to squeak out a win somehow. Okay, this account is in Delta 9. There is no space available at the moment, but as always, if you're looking for 29 diamonds a day, hit me up in the comments. We can probably make room for you in one of our task forces. I am going to attack Titan. I've already scouted it, so we're just going to drop our troops. You guys have said you like the drawings, so what I am going to do here, as long as the game doesn't crash, I am going to flare in this back corner, and we're going to send all of our troops back there, trying to get so that we shock Bullet right about here. And then all of our Zookas sit here. Bullet's gonna taunt and hit the headquarters. Shock launchers and rocket launchers are all gonna key in on Bullet. Our Zookas are gonna be unmolested at the back corner there. And right now we're just farming gunboat energy. So we need to throw 1 barrage back here to clear all of these mines. We're gonna throw 1 artillery on these boom mines just because, yes, you can avoid them, but the path that I like to do is the old school javelin flare. I'm also gonna try to throw a turret down here just to help distract things in case some of them decide they want to shoot over top of Bullet for whatever reason. Quick note about the deployable turret, they do bounce. I know that sounds a little bit strange, but they bounce and they will have some variability as far as where they're going to land. So you can't pinpoint accuracy them. I'm going to try and put it in that left corner, but it might bounce into the blind spot of that shock launcher, which would be less than ideal. Also, quick note, I love farming gunboat energy at shore with my bombardiers because I love attacking unboosted. So do keep an eye on the clock though. You want to get your troops moving around the 2-minute mark, 1:45 at the absolute last possible second. We're going to go at the 2-minute mark just because that's a nice, comfortable time. Also, we're not going to get through all of these machine guns, unfortunately, so as soon as we get rid of that next one, we are going to send our troops off to that right-hand side to their own death. Come on, dudes. Uh-oh, not getting that machine gun down as quick as I would have liked. There we go. Getting our Zookas. We actually got both machine guns down, I think, based on those GBE returns. Yeah, not bad. Now, next up, I am going to send my troops for an intermediate flare, getting them nice and skinny. And we talked about getting your troops late, dropping Bullet as soon as your Zookas get to that yellow line. That is the magical spot of where you can get Bullet in perfect position. And there is that long flare we talked about, trying to keep our troops underneath smoke. That will give us the best value, assuming we can get back there. Bullet should be in the perfect spot. If he's not, we're going to be in a bad times. And now I like to throw smoke, and then the shock. That generally gets Bullet in the right spot. I told you it was going to be good. Look at this. We are in the process of making something magical right here, right now. Bullet is gonna taunt, didn't flare. I think I flared a little bit too early, unfortunately. Should still possibly, oh man, flared too early. As you saw there, the fact that our Zookas were not in position yet, I taunted too late too. Not ideal. That is not ideal at all. This task force is full of beast players though that will be able to make use of that hit, using it as an example for people to use to make for better hits. Man, not ideal. Leaving this video on a less than stellar note. Okay, what happened here? We lost. That was no surprise. The Raver beat us down with their glow sticks. We took the L on that one. Thankfully, I have one more attack to try to salvage the end of this video. There's nothing worse than getting beat down by someone with a soother in their mouth. Anyways, we're going to have a look at Deep Cut on this account. By the way, if you only have one account, do check the cards above. A second account just makes for a way more relaxed Boom Beach experience where you run out of troops, you switch accounts. By the time you finish with account number 2, the troops in account number 1 have loaded. So great things to be done there. I love to open Redline. This is another example of where that deployable turret could be very useful. I'm going to spend all of my diamonds and get myself some bombardiers just because I want to show you guys this attack. This attack should, in theory, be magical. I'm not going to hold my breath though, because as you've seen, the attacks that should have been magical have not gone terribly well. Even though I shocked Bullet in the perfect spot, I jumped the gun on that flare a teeny tiny bit. I think that's what happened anyways. Didn't watch the replay. 160 diamonds spent towards the good. Do we have any powder to spend? No. Also don't have enough diamonds to get some powder, so we are going to do this unboosted. We need Bullet. Bullet is absolutely essential for this attack as we get Everspark upgrading. Okay, drum roll number 2. I'm going to show you where the magic line is here. So what we are going to do on this one is we are going to send Bullet right to that post that you might recognize from your NPC bases that people were so unsure of what the heck it was. We're going to send Bullet there. The first smoke is right at that line. We can get there in 2 smokes. I see people do it in 3 all the time. You only need 2. We are going to get going. I'm going to send Bullet in there. Now, the quick note about this, you need your flare to get down to about 50%. That way Bullet gets underneath the smoke, the flare expires, and then you get all of the goodness from all of the bombardiers. Okay, flare is at 50%, right on that line we talked about, and now Bullet walking exactly where we want him to. 2 smokes, keeping the delay, getting that taunt button clicked. Now, why we sent Bullet to that left-hand side is because of their Doom Cannon. And now we are going to go something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of the things keyed in on all of the deployable turrets. That left-hand side needs a little bit of support simply because of the fact that that Doom Cannon did get a shot off on our deployable turret on that left-hand side, but look at this. That deployable turret absolutely keeping our troops alive on that right-hand side. Bullet taunting all of the things, and we have cleared every single rocket launcher, and now it's just a matter of clearing as many of those boom cannons and doom cannons and shock launchers as we can. But just note that that grappler is about to ruin the party. As soon as that grappler grabs Bullet, everything changes. We have cleared at least 1 Doom Cannon, all of the rockets, and we are still going with troops. We've got a couple troops on this left-hand side that are going to help a little bit as we throw barrages towards that shock launcher, hoping to get the front one down as we do damage on that back one. Likely need 1 more artillery. For an unboosted attack on Deep Cut, that I think is fairly impressive, fairly well done. I wish I dropped that deployable turret a little bit further forward. You want to drop it just in front of that yellow line. I dropped it on the left-hand side a little bit too early, as you saw by the Doom Cannon hitting it instead of Bullet. Had to use shocks as a result. If that would have been done properly, it would have not had to have any shocks on the rocket launchers, which would have been a big deal. At this point, we're just going to clear some extra things using our artillery to try to clear as many mines as we can. I'm going to hold out. If we get 2 more buildings down, we can get 1 more set of critters, which will allow us to clear all of the mines in front of that shock launcher and doom cannon. And if you've never seen Redline before and you don't know what the next step is, generally speaking, on Redline, the next step is to get rid of all of the boom cannons and shock launchers and then send grenadiers to get those shield gens. But on this one, should be able to simply smoke to the back in that back right-hand corner and free snipe the core. Only 3 rockets. So, sorry, quick phone call in the middle of that, but overall, good attack. I talked about Manticore being great for the deployable turret. Redline also fairly awesome. I'm going to throw a note in there saying like hack 3 RLs, then free snipe back right. Just to get my ideas across because there's not a lot of rocket launchers there. I am going to end the video there. Long format Friday video. 2 mega crabs, remote hack, season 51 ending, season 52 starting, troops and villagers in costume, all of the goodness. Like always, if you have any feedback, any suggestions, any ideas, please do hit me up in the comments as I do my best to be somewhat useful for this task force, trying to get that supply chest, sending my submarine diving, and all the rest of the things. Also, resource boat, 122 million gold in there. Don't touch your boat. There is so much value in there for when you run out of troops, run out of gold, want to get big upgrades going. I'm Zedmont. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, more importantly, commenting. Do hit me up in the comments and also click the bell and all that sort of YouTubey stuff. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont in that creator boost. Peace.